Botsford, St. Augustine Chiefs.
Nancy Botsford with him, St. Augustine Chiefs.
Roll Tide.
Alabama, please.
Chiquita Holloway, North Carolina. I'm not a fan.
That's the left-hand side. And then
North Carolina Panthers.
Hey, y'all, hold that mic really close to your mouth so I can back hear you.
Mexico.
Sandra Williams, also from Missouri. I have to say the Chiefs.
Where are you from?
North Carolina. Debbie.
Heather Troutman, Lexington, North Carolina.
Bunch of North Carolinians in this group. All right, Louisiana.
LSU got a lot today.
LSU, Tennessee, go Vols.
Cheryl Elliott, Montana, Texas.
Laura Turner, Kansas City Chiefs.
West Virginia. And Kansas City Chiefs.
Ashley Ramsey, Jacksonville, Florida, Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, I'm in trouble. Broncos, Tammy Walden.
I'll do my best.
With your own dog.
All right. Weston, where you from?
Anna Ziegler, Conroe, Texas. Go Longhorns. Gianna Witt, Conroe, Texas. I could care less.
Built a presentation.
Clever, Louisiana, both of them. LSU and who that?
Juno Thomas from Birmingham, Alabama. Roll Tide. Jody Ryan, Fort Walton Beach. Don't care.
Robin Williams, Jasper, Alabama. Roll Tide. Karen Raiders, Tennessee, go Vols.
Sean McCormick, San Francisco, LA Rams.
San Fran.
Tracy McCormick, Nashville Soccer Club.
Shonda Milkowski, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go Steelers.
Hey!
Diane Dyer.
Washington Redskins.
Mr. Rodriguez, Eustis, Florida. Whoever wins.
You say Yulee, Florida? That's where your kicker came from.
Houston.
Eustace.
Oh, Houston. Sorry.
The Cowboys here.
Sarah Weaver here, and I have to say hotty toddy for Todd, but also Hell State.
Mississippi State for the non-Mississippi people.
Where you from?
North Carolina.
Rachel Rutledge, Huntsville, Alabama. Roll Tide.
Lori Petty, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Go Steelers.
Hirsch, Eston, Florida. Angela Nix, Huntsville, Alabama. War Eagle.
Pick up a little bit higher.
Krista Williams, The Woods in Florida. Go Gators! Nobody else.
Wilson, I live in Shipley, but I'd rather go for baseball than football. But I'm going to say Florida State, Buccaneers, and Tampa Bay Rays.
You know your teams?
Francis, North Carolina.
Candace Neary, Go Heels.
To me.
Junior, Thomasville, North Carolina. Duke. Hey, they're married. One said UNC and one said Duke.
It's like Auburn in Alabama.
Joy State, Mooresville, North Carolina. I don't even know who's playing this year.
Tracy Harrison from Tampa, Florida. So I think it's a Gator Nation. Hey! Yeah! There's the girl.
Scotty Channel, the halftime commercials.
John, Philadelphia, Mississippi. Go Tigers.
Teresa Herbert, go Pat.
Where are you from, Teresa?
Stewart, Illinois.
Illinois.
Sarah Kovacker, Buffalo, New York. Hey, go Bills!
There's a lot of Buffalo people here. I didn't realize there was so much Buffalo there. Where's that some?
Angela Callahan, Hickory, North Carolina. Go Bills!
I can't believe we cut it all down, roll tide.
Bill County, Florida, New York Giants, and Brooklyn Hornets.
Sandy Craig, Franklin, Kentucky, UK, and Baltimore Ravens.
Deborah Riddle, Villages, and Chiefs.
I'm Myra Vera, and I'm from Panama, and Chiefs.
Next.
Lead holder, Coleman, Alabama. Class of 93, Old Tide.
Michelle Holder, Coleman, Alabama.
Huntsville, Alabama, War Eagle.
Kelly Albert, Huntsville, Alabama, War Eagle, and I'm married into Go Mountaineers.
Eric Fox, the Villages,
Hey, I found
Florida.
one other fan of West Virginia. Give it West Virginia guy.
Villages, Florida, Detroit Lions.
Becky Millard, Fenton, Michigan, go green.
John Randall and Detroit Lions. Michigan.
Kelly Alexander from Tennessee, go Vols, and I'm a huge Trace Smith fan, so now I'm loving the Chiefs. Carrie Grisham, I'm from Tennessee, roll tide, I'm from Alabama.
Ken Grisham, Mason, Tennessee, go Balls, and Kansas City Chiefs.
Jessica Minter from Oklahoma City.
Everybody has one of those.
Huntsville, Alabama, roll tide.
Linda Columbus from Space Coast of Florida, and I really don't watch that much pro, but Auburn, War Eagle.
Terry Klein from Lamar, Florida, and we watch hockey more.
Diana Pritchard, I was born in Germany, but clean Colorado since I've lived there for 30 years. And my daddy is
Stephen Patz, North Carolina, and New Orleans Saints.
Anita McMahon, High Point, North Carolina, Kansas City Chiefs, and UNC Tar Heels.
Debbie Sutherland from Memphis, North Carolina, Go Buffalo, and the Tar Heels. Mississippi State, go West.
Karen Robinson, North Carolina, don't do a lot of sports, but it'll always be good Tar Heels. Tanya Kelsey from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State Cowboys, no matter what happens. Jennifer Pierce, Shawnee, Oklahoma, Knoxville, Kansas City. We have a hometown blue.
Brittany Carlton, I'm a South Texas girl. My teams were the Houston Oilers when they left, became Dallas Cowboys, and the Texas Longhorns, and now I live in Colorado Springs.
I'm Susan Doolittle, and as far as I'm concerned, as long as they're from the South, I'm for it.
Okay. Welcome back after lunch. So, one of the things we want you to be able to do is see the diversity of the room. And just by the way, the least diverse room we've had. One room had Belgium, Netherlands,
Denmark.
Denmark.
There's 4 countries in Europe and like 4 provinces in Canada, all in the same week.
Yeah, and then I think about every state, some have been a little heavy, Ohio State, Alabama seems to be the winner, there's a lot of LSU. Not a lot of West Coast teams though, I just like football, or we're just not, Parker goes not out there yet. But what you're going to learn here today, you know, by this time you've seen maybe the promotional master class, how to promote the events, maybe you've been in the all product class with Dr. Strand. But this one's going to be all money, about how to set yourself financially free. And the one thing about that diversity we're talking about is that you've got to understand when it comes to the business side of this, that nobody grows up to do this. We are all found the same way. What happens is we just all grow up and we become in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and maybe one day, either physically or financially, we're not where we want to be. And we made our mind up, we're going to do something about it. Whether that's weight loss, creating better health, better longevity, stabilizing blood sugar, get rid of inflammation, or on the financial side, getting out of debt, creating time freedom, cash flow, upgrading lifestyle, traveling the world. And then there's a third component here, and that's the social aspect. Some people, and it's been said throughout the day, you kind of get in a rut sometimes with the wrong friends that maybe pull you down and still lift you up. It doesn't make them bad people, but sometimes you're just looking for a positive influence, and that's maybe the number one thing our industry does, because the negative people go away here very quickly. You don't have to deal with them long. They'll leave themselves out. And you'll end up over time with your stick being surrounded by a very positive, generally very conservative-minded, Christian, spiritual, I don't push anything on anybody, I'm not trying to do that, but like good people. They're the ones that stick and stay, because this allows you to upward move in your life and really go make a difference. And what we're going to do today is walk you through. So before we do, because everybody, whether it was the Belgian lady, the Netherlands lady, the people that are here from Mexico, or any state, any small town or big city, we all have the same obstacles. We have family problems, kid issues, kid things, volleyball, basketball, travel ball, grandkids, sickness, unexpected weird things that come out of nowhere. There's never coming a day to allow you to do this. You'll either discipline this into your life or you won't. But there's never going to be an open window for you to do it. It'll either become a priority and you'll find your way, or you won't. And I love these people that are in here teaching because I've been doing this so long, I get a bird's eye view and I see what they overcome, where sometimes if you're new, you only see their success. So we'll begin with Susan. I'm just going to point this out about her. Number one, her income is not $10,000 a week. It has increased $10,000 a week this year. That's how much she's up year over year. Thanks for doing that. But Susan has 4 children. Her youngest just started kindergarten. 99% of her business is her cell phone and games, kids in the background, running around behind her. Like, it's just a chaos all the time. But this is the priority. So when she's booked. And for her, that's like 15 Zooms a day. But will you share, though, when you started and how you ended up where you are?
Well, welcome to my circus. Well, my background, I'm a registered nurse. I loved it. I worked 12 hours a day, and so I became a new mom. I was on my knees praying and asking for something to help us financially. Whereas most people, make money and then quit their job, my boss told me I couldn't have all, and my baby had a temperature of 102. So I was like, here's my 2-week notice, and I'm leaving. So I went home and told my husband I quit my job, and he's like, you did what? I was like, so 3 months later, I learned I couldn't go back to work and make the kind of income that I needed to make to even catch up and pay our bills. And I had told him I don't care where we live, I don't care where I drive, I've always wanted to be a mom. So I found out I didn't care where I live. I wanted to have a car if my kid was old enough to say I want to go to the park. I wanted to be able to take him. And I thought maybe there's some people that financially are feeling trapped. That's how I felt. So I was introduced to this industry. I took it as an answer to prayer. I went to save the world and help them financially. And through this company, help people health-wise. I'm a cancer survivor, and if you're overweight or obese, that's a huge cancer risk. So I say the Lord took me through that journey to be able to inspire and help other people. So this has been amazing. I lost 48 pounds on the drops. It really has helped me feel better about myself, but more importantly, I just want to run people so far from broke and living paycheck to paycheck that they never have to live in the world that I used to live in, because it's not mine.
And then Kim Gray, when we just found her, could not afford the box of drops. So the person that showed it to her actually paid for her drops for 3 months. She said she could never do the business. She had she lives kind of at the Alabama-Florida border, so she had crossed the state of Florida before. But outside of that, she'd never been to another state. She'd never been on an airplane. She'd never had a new car. She'd been on disability since she was a teenager. And the odds of her getting to where she is today is way worse than anybody in this. There's nobody in this room that will have to overcome as much as she did. Her 1099 this year is approaching 400,000, and she has a goal this year. She knows the exact match. Her goal this year is to get to 10,000 a week, and I feel certain that she will. Will you share that, Randy?
Yes, because of Partner Code, I have lost over 100 pounds, but most important is my finances. Me and my husband are debt-free. We're able to help our children. I did get off of Social Security and disability. I took myself off. The Social Security thought I was crazy. But I told them I wanted to be able to share my testimony and help everybody else to have the kind of results that I have had. And I thank God for someone introducing and to be able to pay for my drops, because back then I could not afford it. This company and these products has gave me a different lifestyle, and I am so thankful that I said yes.
And just last week, she did Michigan, Utah, Houston, Texas, first class home, and she's been to Puerto Rico, Tahiti. How many? I don't even know anymore. I think you've lost count.
Mexico, Bahamas, and yes.
And 2 million cars paid for, house paid for, remodel paid for, kids stuff paid off. Like sometimes mamas make excuses that they can't leave their kid 1 minute to do a Zoom. Trust me, when they get cars and houses, they would much rather you have to pay them off. They won't remember that 1 minute you got on the Zoom a couple times a day. Kid Bay, I always say, the one thing I want you to hear from me today. 99% of all meetings you do will suck. They will. You're going to expect 10, 8 are not going to show up. 2 do. You're going to have Zooms that set up and get canceled at the last minute. Only the ones that know how to make a bad meeting good and do it consistently, day over day, week over week, month over month, year over year, win. That's the only difference between the people making big money and the ones that aren't, is that you're always expecting 20 people and 10 to sign up. It ain't going to happen. Like, that's one in a blue moon we get that. We do brag on it, but it's like hardly ever. So, Ken Bailey, I drove 7 hours to a meeting for him. Only one other person showed up. We were in a little town called Beckley, West Virginia. If you don't know where that is, there's a reason. It's very hidden. No red lights in the town. We were in a little pancake house, back, dimly lit room, and Ken signed up on one-on-one with one other guy there watching. And that was a few years back, and he's now put over 100,000 people in the business. You never know where the diamond is.
Wow.
That dimly lit pancake house, folks, I promise you there's more drug deals go down the network market. That's funny. My identity used to be Ken Bailey. Recently, my new identity is Susan Frank's sponsor, okay? That's what I'm known as throughout there. But you know what? That's a pretty good place to be, right? You know what's more exciting than being a top power ranker yourself? Having people on your team that pass you up. That's exactly what you're looking for. That's the best of it, okay? But Todd drove 7 hours and so forth. Guys, this has changed my life forever. I was in the computer field, went to school for computer science, 16 years into that. When I was introduced 24 years ago, last month, to direct sales, worked part-time for 2 years. After 2 years, was able to replace my income. Went full-time 22 years ago since I had to work a job because of what we call residual income. Folks, if you ever understand residual income, it will change your doing the work one time and get paid over and over and over. I told him earlier, I became a grandpa 9 years ago. I tried to get my daughter to name it Residual. Okay, she didn't go for that. Why would I do that? Because it puts a smile on my face every time because I know what that means, folks. I tried leverage after that. She didn't name me leverage either. But guys, it's changed my life forever. Been able to build. I thought my dream home 3 years ago. We're about to build again. But more importantly, it goes back to what Susan was saying: being able to help other people. And Tyler talk all day about this is about making other people money, guys. Yes. Take your money off of your paycheck and on your people. Change your life forever. Todd?
Yeah, and then Ashley, those that don't know us, we didn't grow up to do this either.
I had my dream job of being a stay-at-home mom. That's all I ever wanted to do. And he had his dream job of being a high school football coach. The man ate, slept, and breathed football. at 30-something years old, we woke up and we didn't have our dream life. I mean, nobody ever grew up to be broke. And that's what we found ourselves. We downsized and prepared for that life. But I don't care how much you downsize and prepare for it, life always keeps happening. And we could never get ahead. No matter how much we did, we had a fencing company in the summer, painted houses, waited tables, you name it, we did it. But we were always trading time for money. And it never got us ahead until we found this. Changed our lives.
Yeah, so we actually retired in our upper 30s, really for good. I didn't really know if we'd ever work at Marshall again. We had a nice residual income, but it was nice hanging out with your kids and traveling with money, not broke going. Making excuses not to make money. But we lived in this, we moved to Florida about 13 years ago, 14 years ago. We lived in a little subdivision here called Burnt Pine. It's another little gated community inside of here. But it's one of those subdivisions where, when I was teaching high school football, that you would drive by and say, what do those people do? Or if you've ever been on a boat, like on a lake, it's a big lake house, you're like, what do they do? Well, let me tell you, when we moved into Burnt Pine, what I found out. There was no school teachers. There was no other high school football coaches in there. There were no firemen, there were no policemen, there were no government workers, there were no postal workers. There was no really any small business owners in there. There were 3 other people that I met at the city. I didn't play golf, but I would go over to the little lounge area where they'd hang out, just to eat and stuff. I did meet 3 other full-time network marketers from other companies that retired in there too. And I have a friend from college that just moved in there, and he had a business where he put employees out there and gets their money when employees work for other companies, whatever that's called, a recruiting agency. But it was all weird stuff. And I bring that up to tell you that most of us have this circle of comfort around us. And if I want to advance, it requires one thing that most can't do. You've got to step out of the circle of comfort you've been building your whole life and do something different. And you've got to be disciplined to do it daily until you win. And I've been doing this forever. I will tell you, everybody starts with you, will not finish with you. But the ones that will finish with you, you probably won't even pick them on the front end. I always say talent is so easy to see. Desire is invisible. You just never know who's really ready in their life to make a change. And they'll develop talent. Kim Gray was the least talented person I've ever had in my life. She didn't have the money to buy the drops. She had 0 resources. She'd never done a Zoom. She didn't know what Zoom was. She had terrible internet in a small little town. She was in the brokest county in Alabama, Evergreen, Alabama, for those that know it. And Alabama's one of the top 2 or 3 brokest states. Like, she had never crossed the state line. I mean, like, her husband had got in a trucking accident. He was on disability. Like, there was 0 when I met that lady that told me she would do. She told me she herself, like, Todd, I would never do the business. Quit asking me. I did. I quit asking her. And 6 months later, after she lost all the weight and started feeling better, some people wanted to know what she was doing, and it just kind of began to gradually grow. We'll go back. But now then, Kim and Susan and Ken are 3 of the best in the whole company. So this is not going to be a pay plan training. This is going to be building into the pay plan. Like, we're going to show you what they're doing, like how they're doing it on their teams. And Susan Frank, just know she's really mad at me right now. She's the #1 Power Ranger in the world. The world. I mean, by Europe, Australia, about it. And here's what she's mad, like legit mad at me. Like, she almost, like, I told her, like, no, you've got to be here. She's mad because she can't rotate and hear the other speakers. She's not telling everyone what they're doing.
So what does she have Josh doing?
Say again.
What does she have Josh
Oh, yeah, tell them to.
So I got my husband rotating around and video it so I don't miss anything. I like to learn.
Wow.
That's such an important point. You're saying about, you didn't think Kim would do it. Susan, you heard her say, her husband said you won't even talk to people at church. Susan was so shy when she got started. For the first 3 months of her business, within about a month, she was putting 100 people in a room. So Todd and I were taking turnabouts going to Lexington, North Carolina to do her presentations. Because I got there the first time and I said, Susan, will you introduce me? No, you introduce yourself. I'm not getting in front of the room. She would not do it. So about 3 months in, I called Josh and I said, Tyler, I can't make it tonight. Susan's going to do the presentation. Josh called me back about 10 minutes later and said, Susan's upset. She's crying. She said she can't do it. I said, well, get a video ready, but it won't be the same. I say all that to say, look at her now. We didn't see her doing this. Now she'll speak in front of 10,000 people and tell me and Todd to shut up, right? Guys, it's phenomenal. You never know who it's going to be, and I could train you for an hour about not prejudging. These 2 ladies have made it happen. Bob, you would never believe it.
So During all the school I went there to get my master's degree stuff, it was like 8 years total school. Not one professor ever told me the secret to wealth. So I'm going to tell you because you don't know. You must leverage people or you must leverage money. There's no in between. You're either being leveraged as an employee or you're a business owner leveraging people's time. There isn't, like, you're one or the other. The only exception is you won the lottery, you've invented something crazy that nobody else can invent, or you've inherited it. That's the only two ways. You leverage money, real estate, stock market, there's a lot of ways to leverage money. Problem with leveraging money for high school football coaches, I've got a dime under my daughter's bed to leverage. Everything else is on bills. So the only way I've got it is to leverage people. But starting businesses are hard. So we all know what, by the way, if you don't know this yet, I'm going to let you know what you're doing. You're in the multi-level marketing industry. It is also called direct sales. It is also called network marketing. We have a governing agency. It's called the Direct Sales Association. There are 7,000 companies in the world. It is almost $1 trillion empire globally. It is growing as fast as any industry in the world. It is unbelievable. It's the only place on planet Earth that allows the average person, for no risk, to go in on desire alone, develop the talent. Ken calls it, what do you call it? Personal development with a pay plan. Personally developed with a pay plan, meaning you're getting paid a long wage before 4 years of college and then finally getting a job that keeps you broke. But we've got to open your mind up if you're new. So most of you are familiar with franchising. You've eaten at some of them. McDonald's is one of the bigger ones. It's about $2-point-something million now if you want one of McDonald's. Rules most of us out. But you won't want one because you got no leverage. Can you make money at it? Yes. It's a heck of a lot better than working at McDonald's to own it. But the average McDonald's may be $250,000, $300,000. It used to make more, but that's about what it makes today. But the owner of the McDonald's who spends $2 million has zero leverage. That's the problem with the franchising world. There's only one person with leverage in the franchising world. The company. So every one of these McDonald's individually owned are being leveraged by the McDonald's Corporation. Every hamburger they sell, the McDonald's Corporation gets 15% off the top. That's how it works. Same with Subway, same with all of them. So for the companies, they become multi-$100 billion companies. Because they've got all these owners out there making a good living, but they're leveraging every one. The owner's making money on his hamburgers. The company's making money on everybody's hamburgers everywhere in the world. Or Subway sandwiches, whatever it is. So let's talk about that from the network marketing standpoint. Here's the difference between network marketing and franchising. When we pay our $30, it's about $2-point-something million cheaper to get started. The first thing different. Second thing different is we now have our own leverage. The day you pay your $30, some people have heard the people at the top make all the money. Well, you're at the top of your business the day you join. So if you join this business and you sign up nobody, you're at the top of absolutely zero. You are not going to make money. That's the downside of network marketing. You either didn't work or you've not developed the skill set to build it yet. But here's how it should work. You sign up, and you're going to notice I've got my pictures out of order. But let's just say that, because I want to use real life, let's just say that that lady is Kim Bailey. And this business starts growing. Kim's got all this growth in his business. And then one day, somewhere down here, years later, Susan Frank enters. She's at the top of zero. He's already at the top of 10,000 people. 10,000 business owners. But guess what? Susan Frank starts developing her business, and that, she got, like I said, pictures don't match. But there's Susan Frank. But she's now at the top of her business. So how many years have you been in network marketing before Susan enters your business? And then Susan, how many people do you have in your business now? 60,000 if you came here. She grows fast. Okay. Somewhere down here, Ken signed up somebody, Gracie Turner, we know this school, like years go by. Probably 12, 13, 14 years before Kim Gray enters, right? Kim's a customer for 6 months. Swear the whole time she'll never work the business. But there she is down here somewhere. She starts at zero and remained at the top of zero for 6 months. But one day she woke up and felt like she could change her life here. Kim, how many people in your organization now?
Over 7,000. Wow.
You know how many countries you're in?
Can't keep up with that.
16 countries, 7,000 people.
Wow.
And she's only been doing this really on her own for 2 years. 2 years. Once you get it moving, it can go fast. And you're about to hear from them. We're going to pull it out of them today. You're going to understand exactly how they're doing it. Next thing you got to understand about network marketing is you got to have, like, a McDonald's store sells hamburgers in a 30-mile radius. The McDonald's Corporation sells hamburgers all over the world because they got those McDonald's all over the world. So if you've heard me say this, you're not allowed to answer. Please do not say this if you've heard me tell you the answer. Or if somebody told you in the last few days. So only the new people. Who sells the most steak in the United States of America? Who knows? I'm asking. If anybody knows. That's what Google says about Texas Roadhouse in 2023. 4.78 billion. They are the #1 steakhouse in the country. But Waffle House sells more steak than everybody else. And it's not even close. So has anybody ever eaten one before? Don't. Sometimes in this network marketing world, it's the only thing open. But don't. It's not good. It's not good. So how do we sell more steak than Outback, Ruth Chris, Fleming's, Roadhouse, all of them? Really simple. They have more distribution points. Outback, a Roadhouse, they're like in every other decent-sized town. A Waffle House is at every exit between here and California. They just by sheer numbers. So if you're here today, you're beginning your journey, you're still on Skinny Drops, listen, it's wonderful. That's all you want to do. It's wonderful. We are not here to tell anybody to do this. We're here to educate the ones that want to do it. So that you get to fit where you want. But I will tell you, no matter what you make on Skinny Drops, it will probably be short-lived and you will probably be broke again in a year because you'll quit being consistent with it. You'll have no team, no residual income, no leverage, and you'll just be blah and blaming the company. So if you want to create wealth, we've got to create distribution points selling Skinny Drops and BOA and Renew and Noni and every other product, the one that's going to be launched tomorrow. Okay, so number one, what did I say you had to do to create wealth? Create leverage. So every $30 business owner you sign up, you now put a McDonald's in that 30-mile radius selling your nutritional products. You won't, just like then if you do it as long as Susan has now, about a decade, you want about 60,000. It gets bigger because it gets bigger. It only is hard in the beginning when you're up against the world and yourself and your emotions and your doubts and your husbands and your wives and everything that's against you. You either win that battle or you don't. But everybody has it. There is no shortcut. There is no just, the sun shines and you get to go get rich for a year. All right, the second way to create wealth is to leverage money. But this piece of the puzzle you can't find out there. So if you talk to any banker, financial guy, you want to retire, they're going to tell you you need X amount of dollars for X amount of lifestyle retirement. So right now you can probably find an interest rate for about, at best, 5%. So if you have $1 million in a bank account, that'll give you $50,000 a year to live on if you don't go against $1 million. If you have $2 million, you're at $100,000 a year. You'll make $200,000 a year, you're going to need $4 million in the bank. It's not easy to do. $4 million in the bank account, the reason nobody retires anymore. We retire. I was going to be a school teacher for 30 years, retire on half a broke. Doesn't work well. It's where school teachers go, especially coaches go across state lines, and we call it double dipping. But here's the deal. If you have a business that creates residual income or reoccurring income, that's like having the money in the bank. So let's just use Susan. I don't know her exact income, but it's in the $15,000 a week plus range. So at $15,000 a week, she's approaching $1 million a year. I mean, you can just quickly do the math. That would be about, she would need about $20 million in the bank to draw interest to live on $1 million yearly income. You may not be getting residual, but understand you're paying other people's residual. If you drive into any downtown America, every skyscraper in that downtown is going to be built on residual income. That is Charlotte, North Carolina. Wells Fargo and Bank of America are their two tallest buildings. How often do we pay our house notes, car notes? Who has insurance bills? That's another residual income that doesn't just build buildings, but it builds football fields and basketball stadiums. Commercial real estate, if you're a small business owner, you've written anything from a little plaza to a big building, or you're renting your house. Your monthly rent is somebody else's residual income. We have a cell phone bill. And you get the picture. You may not be collecting residual, but you're helping somebody else get it. So it's your turn. It's your turn to create leverage in your life, and it's your turn to create residual income in your life. And it costs you $30, and in this particular room, everybody's already done it. It's a good news. If you're wondering if you're in the right spot or not, if you don't understand these things, you're in network marketing. Be proud of it. But you're also in the e-commerce industry. You're selling online. According to Forbes, it's a 6.3 global empire right now. Good spot to be. You're also in the health and nutrition industry. According to Google, globally, on the product lines that we have, it's a $4 trillion industry. That money exchanges hands in 2025, 2026, with or without you. It's up to you whether you want the middle cut or not. Somebody's going to get it, whether we get it or not. It's going to be Amazon, the local nutrition store, somebody's getting it. When you own your own business, everything changes. So that in the last room, there's a lady, Ann. Her and her husband entered this industry 29 years ago. He passed away 15 years ago. And she shared in that room, she's never made less than $250,000 in the last 15 years since her husband passed away. And so he left her, not a big bank account, he left her an asset of residual income. Okay? So you're creating an asset for your kids, for your spouse, that can carry on. Does anybody know what most of us, plus 70%, will be leaving our kids? Yeah. You've got to be in the 30% range to be leaving your kids something to keep. Most people's kids and spouses try to figure out how to get cars and houses and everything deleveraged. And it's a real battle for them. It's a terrible situation. It goes on every day in this country. There's lawyers that do nothing but help with that. So, like, the asset alone, the tax breaks, the $30 business is the smartest decision business-wise that most of us have ever made, for sure, Ashley and I. All right, here we go. No, I got to stay with this. Okay. So you're about to hear how the girls do it. But I got to set the stage first so nobody gets their feelings hurt. Because if you're sensitive, you will. A football coach / teacher, we're the brokest minded people on planet Earth. We work for a paycheck every 2 weeks. There's nothing we can do to really affect that income. 3% raise every year, another degree earner. Firemen, policemen, postal, we're all the same. Like, we're broke-minded. We trade our time for money, but no chance to even increase in it. Unless we go work overtime or do some side job that each time we got no time for anybody. So know that Ash and I were very broke-minded when we entered. But we've grown. I'm not as good as these girls. They get so mad at me because they say I'm a terrible closer. They send me to talk to somebody. They send me to talk to somebody and they're like, shut up when you get done presenting, we'll do the rest. But I'm going to show you how they do it.
You're really good at vision. You're good at vision.
These things, we all be good at something.
But we're determined.
Okay. So the first thing, by the way, anybody in here from Canada? All right, so the Canadians know this. Because of the exchange rate of the dollar right now, their 4-pack is actually just went up to $4.65. So it's $4.65 for 4 boxes in Canada. They sell it $200 a box. 2 meetings ago, Christy Walsh sat right here and Mary sat right there. Both of them sold 600 boxes in their first 90 days. $200 a box. All right. The bottom you need to sell out is $167. If you're selling lower than that, you are absolutely screwing yourself. Your business and your future teammates. Like, period. And you're going to understand that in a minute. So, 167. And you're going to start backwards of how most of you do this. When we show them $29.95, and a person starts with a 30-pack, they download board, you get them on board and started right, they have a $2,600 return on investment when we do those 30 boxes. So, Susan Frank, walk us through how you close.
Do you want to start out at top pay?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get paid double volume bonus. You like getting paid double? You want to work less to make more? You need a 30-pack. So you're going to make around, this slide says 2,400. That works.
Okay, I know what all the people say, so I'm going to be them. Susan, I'm a football coach. I don't have $2,300.
You are exactly the person that needs to get the 30-pack
because you can make more in retail, and you definitely need to start building, so we can't get you building until you get started at Top Pay. And don't worry, we got PayPal Afterpay, and you can make payments. We'll get the money. Don't worry, we'll get you set up here. Just give me your info.
Tell me what PayPal works, somebody doesn't know though.
So PayPal Afterpay, you can make payments, and it's through the company. Like you just click PayPal and Afterpay, and they can make payments on the 30-pack. And another thing they can do with PayPal is they can apply for PayPal credit, and that also allows them to make payments. But some people, would they see money and they want to spend it? So I always teach people, like, hey, you do Afterpay or PayPal credit, when you get paid for these drops, you pay off your debt, even if it's early, and then you start profiting.
I don't do social media.
It's okay. I've had plenty of people who will get you set up. I hadn't posted on social in 3 years when I started posting and running the system, except for maybe a pajama picture of me and my kids, and it still works. It'll still work for you.
You know, Ash and I, we've got 4 kids.
So do I.
Okay, before the CD Shop system arrived, we'll go to Kim Gray. She was the best ultimate seller I've ever seen in the brokest county, basically in the whole country. She was, before we had 30 packs of Skinny Drops, before we had Skinny Drop systems, she was using 3 products: MOA, the Rejuvenex Energy, and Skinny Drops. She was buying a 10 pack for how much?
It's like
$2,300, no social media yet, we didn't have the system yet. You would then tell people what you would do with that ultimate.
I would either sell it individually, or I made like a 3-pack for Rock, MOA, and Rejuvenex, because they would ask me, well, what did you start with? Well, honestly, that was the 3 products that I started with, so they wanted the same effect that I got, so that was easy for me to do a 3-pack. And so when I would do the ultimate pack and sell all of it, I would make that $2,300, plus I would make another $1,700 profit. I would put my money up in a jar. I remember my jar. I put my money in a jar, and when I got enough money to pay that card off, like Susan said, I paid it off, and then I love that $1,700 profit, extra money that we would be able to go spend, that we'd never spend, or pay something else.
So in the beginning, before you really understood the business, like when you would go buy that ultimate on the credit card, what would go through your mind?
I was going to make you some money.
See how they think. It wasn't what she was spending, it was what she was making. That's the flip. They're flipping my mind. Like
everything. He called me Avon lady. He said, I'm not doing this. And I said, okay, that's fine. Y'all don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it. Because I was doing 2 a month. So, I mean, I was making $1,700 a month clear money. So
before she started making big money in the pay plan, she was making $3,400 cash. And for her, it was kind of pre-internet. It was just cash deals out of her trunk in little towns in South Alabama.
That's another key. Keep product with you. I mean, I've sold product. I've ran out to my car in Costco when people are like, hey, I've seen your post. So always keep the lunchbox with product in my car.
Okay, but there's still going to be times people don't do a 30-pack, and it's okay. Like there's a difference between... Susan, if you're not there and I'm trying to close for you and I can't get it, what are we going to do next?
Oh, the 10-pack. You guys, 4 weeks to get 30 boxes. And now you're going to make $370 less, or whatever you want to do.
I'm going to add something real quick. I haven't added this all day. I was thinking about this at lunchtime today. There's lots of reasons that they're talking about 30-pack puts you in top pay. We're going to show you that it makes you qualify for some matching bonus. But something else, Todd, you know what? It keeps people from quitting. This business is about being persistent, consistent until you get it run right people at the right time. Somebody starts at $29.95, one no, and they're done. They start at $400, a couple of no's, they're done. They spend $2,300, they're not quitting so easy, right? It gives you time to work with them to show that it works. Very important.
And if you run into that customer that they're just scared to death to move, like we're talking business so far, but there are just the customer-minded people. And they're not going to be here to make money. But they don't want to pay you. This is why it's so freaking important to charge at least $167 for the drops. Amber May sat right there in the second group in California. She sells at $180 and cannot keep them in stock. Matter of fact, all the teams that sell $167, probably 5 times the teams that sell less. Not what price you're selling at, it's what personality you're selling with. So with that customer, you always got, $376 plus shipping and tax, $400 something, a little over $100 a box. If you can't sell any of them, you got a 4-month supply. But if you can sell 3 in a month with our help, yours is going to be free every month. So that's how you do it. See how it went backwards? A lot of people start with a 4-pack or $29.95. They get to the 10-pack and they freeze because they don't know how to ask for the 30-pack. Go backwards. Matter of fact, there's a girl, she's not here, but her name is Ursula over in Shipley. She was scared to death to do a 30-pack. And one day she was at a meeting by herself in Mariana, and my phone just kept blowing up, and she called, she said, "Hi, I just signed up to do a 30-pack. And I said, "How?" I showed it to him. True story. Stephanie knows. You might have been at that meeting, Stephanie. Okay, now there's a real reason we're talking about this, besides the cash flow at the beginning. Number one is you're going to go ahead and explain the 4 levels of business.
Okay, you've got 4 levels in the business. You've got a member level, you've got a business level, you've got an elite level, you've got an ultimate level. Our goal is to get everybody at ultimate. That is 1,500 points. But there's 2 reasons why we want you to ultimate. The first reason is because you will make 30% commissions back from whenever you sign up someone as a brand partner or as a customer. So within their 4 Fridays, wherever they do their first 4 Fridays, you will make 30% back on commissions. That's 1,500 points. And then once you do that, you move on to somebody else and you help them. Or you sign up somebody and start all over again. You just got to be that consistent, and keep going.
And then I'll put also unlocks, match, and check first regeneration. You'll understand in 1 second. Last piece of the puzzle. If you're in this to make money, more importantly, you're all here, so you know this. You've got to teach this daily to your team because it will change the whole dynamic of everything. But you've got to have at least 1 customer a month, either an outside customer or yourself on an auto-ship subscriber, save 100 points of product. 150 to 170 range plus shipping and tax in your state. So everybody needs to be on this because without this you get no carryover volume. You get no points towards your free vacations and you get no carryover, meaning your carryover volume is going to be disappearing every Friday. Nothing's carrying over building the business. Like it's crazy not to have an auto ship. It's crazy not to get your team on it. Because until you get your team making money and understanding all this, there's no chance. The easiest part is helping yourself. Now it's like daily helping the next person understand it. Now we're going to talk about how is Susan Frank optimizing 5 legs every week. How is Kim Gray right at optimizing 3 legs weekly, not one time, weekly. Kim Gray, 1099 this year, approaching 400,000, and she called me up. She's the most goal-oriented person I've ever met in my life. Tell that handicap thing you always say about yourself. That disability thing you always say about yourself.
My body is disabled, but my mind and my mouth is not disabled.
So she calls me very beginning of 2025. She ties my goal. I need to be, because she's chasing Susan. Like she wants to be in front of her. She said, I want 10,000 a week this year minimum. And she told me how she was going to do it. Like she knew the math and every piece of the pay plan. I'm going to do this, this, and this, and it'll be a little over 10,000 a week. So we're going to show you now how they're doing it. By the way, if you're not selling skinny drops, you are not plugging in 5 days a week for the IPA call. Because if you plug in and talk to these ladies and Kevin Maltby and learn how to start going lives and adding friends, 20 friends a day, ain't nobody doing it that ain't selling. You're just not plugging in if you're not selling. By the way, word to the wise, we watched this for 20 years. When you get down and out, you notoriously call other people down and out, and you get in your pizza party together, and you both talk each other out of events in your life. Go talk to people like that. Unless you want to quit, go find somebody that's actually doing it. Get away. I don't care if they're your best friend. Get away from them if they're not making money. Like, don't ask for advice. They're going to tell you everything wrong and confirm your pity party. That's the in-person stuff. All right, let's put it now. I just need to spread out. Spread out. Okay. So we then begin building our team pay. This is now how we start building that team out there. So in base pay, okay, so we're going to start building our team pay. It's called base pay, and you're going to be paid 15% of every leg but the biggest on Friday. Kim, what is my number one pet peeve?
It's when I tell you that my legs has flipped.
You only get paid 15% of your weaker legs. But I have watched this. People self-sabotage in business all the time. Their leg will get big, and they'll get distracted and quit working it to go build this leg. And as soon as they get this leg going, that leg's weak. And they just do it. And it's like they're in this cycle for their whole life. Every leg is equally important. Reese Hanley makes $3,000 a week on his power leg. How much is your power? Susan Frank's volume is like $400,000 a week in Ken Bailey's power leg. How much do you make on that one leg? And just match and check. Like, you just have no idea if you're thinking that way. So I tell everybody, if you want to make $250,000 a year, you need 2 legs optimizing. If one runs away first, thank the good Lord every night when you go to bed. One down, one to go. Okay? And somebody's helped you out, really thank the good Lord, because most people don't get that help. Like, never look at it in a negative way. That's the way people stay bankrupt their whole life. Like, drives. You can't recruit in place on the power leg, but you better be there zooming with them, because if you quit, they're dying. 100% of the time. If you go into a pity party and aren't speaking life into people, your team dies. I always say your team is always a reflection of you. So if everybody you're getting started is quitting on you, it's because you're quitting on them. You're disappearing on them. You're not speaking life into them. You're in your own pity party. So here's the deal. 15% unlimited. So we start here. She's the superstar. She's optimized. That's the runaway leg. Time is coming. She's got 4,000, and then Karen in North Carolina's got 2,000. Remember, this is unlimited growth. So if Kim Gray's going to sponsor these 3 ladies, she'll be paid 15% of 4 and 2 for $900 for the week. Our goal, and by the way, this goes now back to the ultimates. Susan, where do you place, when you and Kim go buy 30 packs, where does it go?
In the bottom of the pay line, that is your smaller number line. Keep your lines balanced. You at least need 2 runs.
I didn't say don't build 2 legs. I said don't take your eye off the bigger leg. You've got to build at least 2, eventually 3, 5 if you want to be a millionaire. But every time you put an ultimate at the bottom or a 30 pack, it's 1,500 points shared with everybody above you, either stabilizing a bigger leg or paying out 15% or $225 in people's pay lines. But our goal is to get every leg optimized at $2,000 a week in pay. Because every leg you do that kicks off shares in a 3% global bonus pool. So power leg, pay leg, 2,000 with a $470 bonus. Watch this. Once you get to Karen, look how this bonus money goes exponential. Will you hit me back with one time, Karen? Frozen?
Karen moves so
That's
fast
why I
they
don't
can't
use
keep
this.
up. Go Karen.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so this is the bonus money. So if you do 3 pay legs, 4 total, it's 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 2,000 plus a $3,000 bonus. We know people, all of us do, we eat lunches with them and trips, that are doing like 13 legs a week. So it's like 18,000 is your bonus for 8 legs, but it's like they're close to 30,000 a week in bonus money, plus 2,000 on every leg they're doing. Millions, not millions, but millions per year is what they're making. All right, so Susan, how are you? I know how you're doing your older legs. I'm frozen again. Go ahead and start talking. I know how you're doing your older legs, but on your newer legs, how are you getting them to optimize and pay you all this money every week?
9 30 packs in a line.
All right, so this is the genius.
It runs from Saturday to Friday midnight Mountain Standard Time.
It's not what you do, It's how you onboard one person at a time, download boards, help them make their first post, stick with them, speak life into them, get it duplicated. So let's use Karen. She's got this group going right here. Let's just say this whole group is under Karen. In that second leg. Okay? As that group is growing, let's just say there's 100 people right here. We need 9 people to sign up. One person with an ultimate, or go place a 30-pack yourself. 9 people, and this group of people did, that leg optimizes. It's $2,500 a week she just made.
And that means you got 9 people there that have made $450. Or if it's somebody got 2, then they made even more. I mean, the key to the game is getting people paid.
You're going to be building auto ships into your business. It takes 134 auto ships per leg per week to optimize before you wake up. Kim Bailey wakes up on Saturday morning with 100,000+ volumes, 200,000, I think. 200,000 volume points running through a leg on auto ships when he wakes up. He has no thing to do the rest of the week except to help other people do better in life. His needs were met before he woke up. So it's a combination of everything. It's auto ships, it's 30 packs, it's 4 10-packs mixed in, but the whole combination. But if you'll learn how to teach the skinny drop system, do it yourself. Susan Franks does not need to sell skinny drops. Go look at her Facebook page. Go look at her Instagram.
I'm pretty mad because I did the time zone backwards today.
But yes, I've traveled. Ashley will tell you. We traveled with Susan Cameron twice now into Oklahoma and different places. Her alarm goes off. Like I'll be presenting, it happened like 3 times. And it's like, and she's like, break! Time to post! And she makes her whole team, he stops speaking, her alarm goes off at 9 and 3, and the whole team posts together. That's second. No exceptions. The presentation is not more important than the post.
I told her right.
The other thing they do, is blew my mind, is when they get 30-pack sign-ups at meetings, they start ringing bells and everybody starts screaming, 30-pack sign-up, 30-pack sign-up.
I told her to stand on the chair. I guess you wanted there.
Todd will tell you she's been at some of those meetings. You were at the meeting that Lord went off with the big group. And we were like 100 people in a big meeting, and Susan's up there training, and her alarm starts beeping. All right, Kim. How much time? Okay.
I think we're out of time, so everybody's going to come pull us together. How much time we got, Lisa?
5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes.
Just enough.
Guys, we was talking about optimizing those lines, 13,334 on each. If you do it on just 2 lines, that's 2,000 in base commission. But remember, we get paid 8 different ways. When you add in the other 7 ways we're paid, over time, it'll end up averaging between 3,500 and 4,000 for the week. Guys, 4,000 a week, that's 200,000 a year, residual type income, if you only built 2 lines. You add a 3rd line, that's 4,000 in base commissions, but because of matching bonus, savings bonus, income position bonus, all those other bonuses, you're going to average 10,000 a week. That's what Kim's working on right now to hit her 10,000 a week. You add another line, you're at $1 million a year on average. Now it takes the matching bonus part time to get up. It's got to mature a little bit. But those are the average numbers in my business, Todd's business over the years. Pretty remarkable, Todd.
All right, Kim. Got to do it in 2 minutes when we get the last time.
Okay, part of our pay is called the savings bonus. When you make $250 on your base commission, then the company puts 15% of free money into a savings account for you. It will sit there and just grow and grow and grow and grow until it gets $10,000. My first goal was on Friday night before midnight is to look at my back office and see what was on my lesser leg, my base commission. If it was $247, you can bet your dollar I'm going to be ordering something up under myself or up under my lesser leg at the very bottom. I'm going to order something up under their number where everybody gets the points, and I will get to go to $250 so I can get that free money. When you do that, it reaches $10,000, they call you up and they tell you congratulations. After you get your check, then guess what? They don't hold it no more. They give it to you monthly. So every month, I get a 5th paycheck. I get my savings account check. They don't hold it no more. And so it counts off at $2,000. 2024, this is how much money that Partner Co's put out for savings account.
Yeah, we got 3 winners like the last 2 weeks. Just now, she happened last week. Danessa Garner in Nashville yesterday, and then Jerry Nelson Wyndham will win it next Friday. So that's and then last way to pay. Matching check. Ken, how much is your matching check?
10,000.
A week? 40,000 a month, just in matching check?
Crazy.
On a power level? Okay, just very good. Very good. So, we've got this beautiful lady, she gets started with us, and she signs up timely. And she sponsors her first person, doesn't matter what leg, legs are irrelevant here, they're going to be on her first generation. And for life, she'll be paid 15% every Friday when Tanya gets her base pay. So if Tanya's first week makes $100 in base pay, we'll get $15. Then Tanya, stand up if you don't mind, and then just point to somebody to sign up. Go to the next row.
You got 1 minute, Todd.
Okay. So when this young lady signs up, she's on Tanya's first generation. So when she starts making base pay, Tanya gets 15%. And then, what will she get? Who knows? 10%. And then just point to somebody. So now you're at 15% on her, you're at 10% on her, and you're at 5%. See how that math works? If you want to sign up 100 people and get 15% of 100 paycheck every Friday, so be it. Go do it. Close this out, Susan and Kim.
You have to be at top pay to get that back.
No caps, no breakaways. Susan becomes a top income earner of the company, she never breaks away. Very, very important. Thank you, Lucy. She's going to cut us off.